Good to go. Hello my Organic Feast friends, how are you all? Lovely to be with you again. Happy Sunshine Day. It seems to be a special event at the present. Robin, how are you? Lovely to see you. Very social place. We have a number of things to share with you today, not the least of which, of course, are some lovely gift items for Easter. I thought I'd share with you some wonderful news we heard through the week. It was mentioned on the ABC about Bhutan becoming the world's first organic nation. The Bhutanese Prime Minister Jimmy Tinlay has announced that the nation will ban all synthetic pesticides, insecticides and agricultural contaminants. In the PM's words, Bhutan has decided to go for a green economy in light of the tremendous pressure we are exerting on the planet. If you go for a very intensive agriculture, it would imply the use of so many chemicals, which is not in keeping with our Buddhist beliefs, which calls for us to live in harmony with nature. Now the decision wasn't just a spiritual one, it obviously has a practical bent as well. At the Delhi Sustainable Development Conference a few weeks ago, Bhutan's Minister for Agriculture and Forests commented on the mountainous terrain of the nation. When we use chemicals, he said, they don't stay where we use them, they impact on the health of the ecosystem in a much broader area. I would like to take the opportunity to applaud Bhutan on being such a forward-thinking nation. I guess because of the geographic nature of Bhutan, the influence of pesticides and insecticides is probably more acute in that it does focus in the river valleys and the waterways and the like, whereas here in Australia, having such a broad, relatively flat landscape, perhaps it tends not to be such acute concentrations of these chemicals forming in particular areas. Now, things to load up on this week in produce. We have grade 2 organic galas. They're $4.95 a kilo, or you can buy 3 kilos for $4.50 a kilo. Definitely the way to buy them. The markings are skin deep only. The flavour is great. Now we have a great supply of local watermelon. These are coming from Pinehaven Organics, who are a non-certified local farmer. Chris goes way back with us. He's relocated farms and beautiful little place out at Kunji Way now. Beautiful melons, really good supply. They're on special this week. Bananas, the price is high. That is the after effects of the relatively recent bad weather. Prices will stay high for the next probably 2 or 3 weeks. Mangosteens are back in, the queen of fruits. I haven't got one prepared here cut open, but just slice right around the middle. It's about 5 mil thick, the skin. Pop the top off and you've got beautiful white flesh, lovely and sweet. Julia describes them as being sherbety, which I'm not entirely sure is accurate, but they've got a lovely zingy fresh flavour, lovely and sweet. There is still a very nice selection of stone fruit. The white nectarines are eating beautifully, as are the larger peaches. I've had a couple of those today and they've been delightful. Again, a good range of plums. The sugar's probably the pick because they're lovely and sweet, but there's nice big plump radiant plums if you're into those as well. There's a tremendous selection of pears at the moment. You've got your Claps, Williams, Beer Bosque, Nashies of various sizes. A tremendous range of grapes, black muscatels. The crimson seedless have really sweetened up beautifully. Really, really very good at the moment. As are the sultanas. The other bit of news, the container deposit schemes, which hit the news this week. South Australia is well renowned for its high recycling rate, somewhere in the vicinity of 80% because of its container deposit scheme, which obviously encourages us in the hip pocket to do the right thing. Now, to put that in perspective, those rates are more than double those of other states. So certainly the system works. It's there in black and white. Now, the Northern Territory recently introduced a CDS scheme. That was last year, in fact, and their recycling rate has doubled. They've recycled 35 million containers in 9 months, apparently. Coca-Cola, Lion Co and Schweppes have taken legal action against the Northern Territory government, opposing the scheme, which really is quite astounding. They're upset that they have to relabel. their products. They're claiming that a CDS scheme is against Commonwealth law. Environmentalist and Clean Up Australia organiser Ian Kiernan has voiced disdain for the company's conduct, claiming the industry needs to take responsibility for the waste they produce. He, along with Cash for Container supporters, have protested against the legal action in the past week. Further to that, in the Newcastle Herald today there was a great piece talking about all of these matters and mentioning that in parts of Europe they actually have a reverse vending machine system, which is certainly a much more direct way of encouraging recycling again. So again, watch this space, I guess, and hopefully common sense will prevail over the vested interests of a few. If you'd like to get involved, there is a link we will be posting on our Facebook page. Good supplies of Tuscan and curly kale this week. My favourite has returned, Brussels sprouts, and they're looking absolutely beautiful. Beans are nice and fresh and crisp. In sprouts, it's great that we've got the return of wheatgrass. Now, I'm not entirely certain about how many shots you'll get out of there. Of course, it will vary according to the machine, but I'm going to take a bag of that home and I'll let you know next week how many shots I get out of it using our Angel Juicer. Good supply of beautiful white button mushrooms. Easter is fast approaching. Now, we've got a lot of wonderful Easter treats for you. We have a significant range of dairy-free eggs, truffles, Bouja Bouja, which are the hand-painted champagne chocolate truffle eggs, bunnies, and a whole range of interesting things there, including spelt hot cross buns, rye hot cross buns, even wheat hot cross buns if you like. So we have the full range of dietary needs and requirements covered. Thank you for watching, folks. We shall see you next week. We shall see many of you at the home of the Newcastle City Farmers Market at Broadmeadow Showground on Sunday. Back to our normal spot.
Yum. I'm going to eat it before I get it home.